and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers of all ages.
How we doing? How we feeling, everybody?
Live.
Hey, man. What's going on? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Episode 3. We're making it there.
We are.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
1 week at a time, rather.
1 week at a time. That's right. 1 week at a time.
So, I mean, that's kind of what watch you're on, man. How you're kicking it. You're here.
I'm here. I'm here in spirit. And
but not the best physical manifestation, but you're here.
I can't. I was just telling you, I can't kick this COVID stuff, man. It's just no fun.
You will. It's just a matter of, finding the right outlets and one virtual doctor visit. You'll be fine.
One virtual doctor visit at a time. One step forward, one cough drop later. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome into ZMB Live. I am one of your gorgeous, just absolutely handsome hosts, Zach and Rutledge, along with the better looking half, Mr. Bricks O'Brien. Everybody.
The beanie is on. It's getting crispy on the North Shore of Boston, Massachusetts. I'm in my blue collar New Englander gear, not my camera ready, Vogue, whatever. But that's kind of how it goes, especially in these earlier mornings. It kicks up nicely in the afternoon, but my body's not adjusted yet. I feel like a frail old man with the cold, but The
cold brings lots of good stuff, though, not just sniffly noses and
Thanksgiving, Christmas, end of year.
And Lego deals. Listen.
Oh, there's I was waiting for the transition. There it went.
There it was. It's like we planned this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The Lego Insiders weekend is upon us, leading into the busiest shopping season of the year. And of course, once again, Lego Insiders, Lego drops their teas, their deals before they want one. They just want that extra. They need that extra bite of the pie of your wallet. They want that one little extra nibble at your wallet before they cut you loose for new sets coming out on Black Friday and so on. But Insiders Weekend begins the 18th of November, lasts through the 19th of November. But that's not all, Mr. Bricks O'Brien. They are, in fact, dropping some early insider sales on the 17th. So really, insiders can take advantage of all kinds of goodies from the 17th all the way through the 19th. Sales include things like $100 off the Eiffel Tower, $60 off Assembly Square, the Captain America shield, the Lunar Lander, the Winnie the Pooh treehouse in Ninjago City Gardens, Mustang Medieval Blacksmith House. The Land Speeders even getting a $60 discount, and the Vomit of a Set, the Little Mermaid diorama, is getting a 30. I hate just they need to give that one away for free at this point. Like, they have to pay me to take that set. That set,
wow,
that set is awful.
Okay, well, we'll talk here. First of all, yeah, this is a lot of stuff happening on this weekend here when you could be playing Super Mario RPG Remastered, which is what I'll be doing instead of spending my money on Lego. There's a lot of sets here that kind of don't make sense why they're on sale, given how old, quite frankly, they are. Mostly Assembly Square, Lunar Lander, even Winnie the Pooh getting up there in age, the Medieval Blacksmith. They're really cutting a little bit of the fat on these price points, which may be like, hey, we bumped this up for inflation, and now we're going to bring it back down for a weekend, and then we're going to bump it back up before it retires. It kind of seems like that for a lot of this stuff. But obviously, if you have your eyes on any of this, then this would be a good time to do it, especially with the two gift with purchases being new for this promotion, but also carrying over into the following weekend for Black Friday. There's the Magisto workshop and then the Winter Market stall, which we'll both, we'll talk about those kind of individually. But that compounds onto what you would be spending. So let's say you're going to be getting the Ninjago City Gardens. You're obviously spending well over $250. So you're going to be getting both the Magisto Workshop and the Winter Stall Market. So you have a lot of wiggle room in terms of getting goodies while you're getting your sets you already had on your docket. But a lot of these you may just already have, just for the sake of being a Lego person. You got this and that, you know? So the biggest shock for me, other than the older stuff, is the Eiffel Tower being $100 off. That's not that old, and that's a pretty substantial discount. And given how massive it is, that's kind of surprising. Do any of these other deals seem, I don't know, surprising to you, Zach?
That and the shield, that and the cap shield, because those are two fairly newer sets. Because I looked at it originally and thought, well, these are sets that are done. These are sets that are retiring at the end of the year. They're kind of hinting at that with this and saying last chance here. We'll give you a little bit of a discount, all relative, because this, like you said, this kind of just brings it back down to the price they were when they were released. But does this mean the Eiffel Tower could also be on the chopping block? Does this mean the Captain America shield could already be on the chopping block? We don't really, a lot of our retiring set information comes from leaks and rumors, and Lego doesn't come out and say, yeah, this is done. This is gone.
Right.
Until it's gone, until it's done. So,
and let me make a side tangent point here for all the people that are like, oh, but they come out with retiring soon lists and they're available a year and a half, whatever amount of time. I believe them to be all false, just total lies, because Lego can pivot based on whatever sale they want to run or what they want to restock at any given time. So if you're seeing like a retiring soon list that isn't from Lego officially, then I wouldn't take any of it as truth, because by that logic, Assembly Square should have been gone a very long time ago, as well as a bunch of other stuff, and yet here they are. Bingo. So continue to buy what you want to buy when you are in a financial position to do it. Don't let any of these other websites or people scare you into buying something with their affiliate link on their website. That's not how it works. It's how Lego has their set, and then it's gone. It might get a restock based on how it is received. So that's my sidebar rant over. Sorry, Zach. I had to tell him. I had to let him know.
That's what we're
I've been in the game long enough. I know.
That's what we're talking about. This is not. We don't get the Lego doesn't put this information out. So, yeah, are we? To me, I'm looking at this list going, well, are you seeing the Eiffel Tower, seeing Assembly Square, Lunar Lander, Winnie the Pooh, Ninjago, Mustang, Medieval Blacksmith, Land Speeder, and Little Mermaid? To me, those are all. Even Little Mermaid's a little early, but to me, those are all sets that. It's they're getting the axe either by the end of the year or shortly thereafter. Does including the Eiffel Tower and the shield tell us that maybe they're thinking about putting those on the chopping block as well? The Eiffel Tower shocks me.
Yeah,
because it's so different than anything that they have.
It's kind of a twofold situation here. So these are just straight up discounts, and as we know, people are really gravitated toward the VIP points or 3 times insider points, whatever you want to call it. So some of the stuff is not just a monetary deduction. It is a double, triple, even quadruple the amount of points that are available for these given sets. So on that same link you just had up there, Zach, if you scroll down a little bit more, there's actually a selection of sets that have 3 times the amount of points you can get for buying them during this event, actually the 17th through the 27th specifically. So things like the Batcave, Pac-Man, Tranquil Garden, Land Rover, as you're seeing literally right here, these are even more recent, and even Dreams sets are on there. So that's Lego's way of saying, hey, these aren't on the way out, but we'd really like it if you bought these. Mm-hmm. So Dreams doesn't surprise me at all. I know a lot of people really like Dreams, but man, Lego has released an intellectual property like 4 or 5 times in the past 6 years that get chopped off after 2 runs of a wave, and then it's done. So I'm not invested in that. The Pac-Man doesn't necessarily surprise me either, given that it's not a playable Pac-Man machine, which obviously we as Lego fans know that. but the Meemaw walking into the Lego store probably doesn't. The Batcave shadow box, I think it's tough to see all that dark gray in that black box, but that's just me, man. The Tranquil Garden's a little surprising because I think it's kind of a good looking set for what it is, but it doesn't appeal to me specifically. But
it was a little heavy
probably
priced.
Most surprising.
It was a little heavy priced.
And at 110.
Yeah, I think that turned some people off on it. When you had something like the bonsai tree, what was that, around 50 when it came out, or was it 100?
50, 60.
Yeah. And so, I was a little shocked by that. It didn't keep me from getting it, but I was a little shocked by that. I just feel like we're seeing sets on these, like you said, we're seeing sets on these 3 times insider points.
Right.
This goes through, Black Friday. So this isn't going to stop, on the 19th, like the other insider deals that you're getting. But these are definitely sets, as Brian pointed out, that need help.
Yeah,
they need help, and Lego saying, "Come on, like we don't want to, we don't want to take them off the shelves yet, but you're making it really hard on us if you don't, And frankly, if you were ever thinking about getting any of these sets, three times the points, my God, hell's yes.
Yeah, it's basically $15 off for every 100 you're spending. So you get $40 off of Pac-Man. So instead of saying $40 off, they're saying 3 times VIP. There's actually some sets, only 3 of them we're seeing right now, that are 4 times VIP points, which are the BMW Technic bike, a freight train, and then the Hogwarts Chamber of Secrets, which is the anniversary edition of Lego Harry Potter, I believe, with the golden Voldemort, it looks like, in that set.
Mm-hmm.
So, or no, the golden... whatever, it doesn't matter. You get a golden figure. And then all of those sets, that era of Harry Potter has since concluded. So now, that's done. Get it off the shelf. And that one's actually a pretty good set. I kind of want that set, but I'm not 4 times points can't convince me. So I'll let it go.
Well, we'll talk about a little bit of Harry Potter action here in a little bit.
All right.
Yes. You may not see it on here, but it actually affects something that we'll talk about later. So hold on to that idea of that Harry Potter, that 4 times, because I have a way that you might want to double dip on some of this stuff. That being said, that really leads us into some of the really juicy stuff that we all, as AFOLs, love and cherish, and that is our GWPs, Brian. We love our gift with purchases, especially when it comes to insider weekends or VIP weekends or whatever, where we're able to kind of get the points, use some points, get some discounts, but then also get these GWP sets. And I'll tell you right now, I could care less about the actual build of this Magisto's Magical Workshop, but my God, that wizard is all mine.
Yeah, but that's a basic wizard. You can get that.
I don't care.
Literally the most basic wizard you could ever get.
But I like to think it's free. I like to think that the wizard is free. Plus, you get the knight. The knight's very cool. The knight is very, very cool. Overall, that Magisto's Workshop is fantastic.
It's a Lego set that they're appropriating a $30 value to on the website, and will clearly go for 50, 60 immediately after it's done. And this is Lego's way of being like, hey, we're not doing Classic Castle again. We're not going to do it. It's not going to sell well, but we'll give you this, and it'll be a gift with purchase for the diehard people that want to get it. And then also for the 8-year-olds that are going to be like, who cares about this plain looking wizard and this hazard looking workshop, whatever. Give me Minecraft. So that's when dad plays with it or mom plays with it. The winter stall is also pretty cool too. They always seem to come out with a winter village set alongside the winter set that comes out, typically in like September or October. So this is kind of late and gingerbread themed, really cute. I think this is something that runs. No, it only runs the 18th through the 19th. 18th through the 19th, at least as far as we know.
Yeah.
So interesting. I would have loved for that to run for Black Friday, and they could have moved a whole bunch more of them.
That's where they're getting you. That's why they're doing what they're doing. They're forcing your hand here to just dig a little deep into your wallet before the Black Friday sales. They know they have gold with that Avengers Tower, and that Avengers Tower encompasses everything, all of the thresholds you need, right? So why would they throw that out there and then say, yeah, we'll also give you the GWPs with that? No, absolutely not. They know their business. They know what they're doing.
They're doing one GWP with the Avengers Tower, which I'm sure you saw.
Right, but that's exclusive to the tower, though.
Right. Yeah.
Right. This is overall $250 threshold for the Magistos, and $170 for the winter market. And typically, this is the time I look at it and say, okay, I'm going to get double VIP points. I'm going to go out. This is when I'm going out and I'm getting the Alpine Lodge. This is what I was waiting for. This is why I've been holding off on the Alpine Lodge, is I want to take advantage of this double VIP points weekend, get my holiday sets that I've been holding off on getting. That'll get me over the threshold to get both of the gift with purchases, right? And that takes care of my my situation there. And then if I can throw in something else that, I'm looking at the list of all the insider money off, and I don't have Ninjago City Gardens, but I think that's a set that I've become comfortable in my mind and my body that I'm gonna pass on. It's not gonna end up being a Pirates of Barracuda Bay where I look at it later on and go, man, I really missed out on that. Like I should have pulled the trigger. I can let City Gardens go. I can be comfortable and let City Gardens go and not.
So fun fact for me, forever ago when the Lego Ninjago movie came out, even before then, it was like, okay, at one point I worked at the Lego store and I saw the Ninjago City, first one, the docks, and the big boat that came out with the Ninjago movie. And I said, okay, well, if I can't get all three in one go, in one transaction, if I'm in a financial position, discount is available, it's on the store shelves, I can just pick them up and go, then I'm not going to get all three of them. And that subsequently saved me much more headache on the gardens and whatever the new thing is. I forget, the new Ninjago one, basically the Ninjago modular that comes out every year, right? So that more so than the modulars that are already releasing on December 1st. That's even more of a commitment and more stuff to get involved with, and get them all or get none. And we're both like, get none, just whatever.
Right. But you could in fact pull the trigger on some Ninjago stuff. Maybe the Ninjago City Gardens with that $70 off your double VIP points, which would also get you that would put you over the threshold for Magistos. That would get you the winter market. And if you did all of that in store, Brian, you would also get the fun little train polybag set that they are only offering in store for certain sets. And this is where I come back to Harry Potter. Your 4 times Harry Potter set is included in store for the holiday train polybag. So if this was a polybag you missed out, they released this train multiple times. But if you've missed out on it, it is available. But you have to get it in store, and you have to use your money to buy either City, Duplo, Friends, Harry Potter, or Ninjago sets over $40.
Okay, so here's the thing. This whole promotional period is definitely coming off. It's coming off like Bricks O'Brien organized it, where there's all these different stipulations and circumstances for all these different things running at one time. Oh, if you're here on Twitch during this time, you can enter and win this giveaway. But then if you review my book on Amazon, you get this and you do this. And then, we have a free holiday card offered available if you send what. It's like, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's very confusing, and especially when you're dealing with so many people at one time. You're a multi-billion-dollar company like Lego that can get their marketing straight, not just one guy in an office. It's a lot of stuff to remember and go on. And at the end of the day, when somebody who is a fair weather fan or the parent buying their kid something for Christmas, they're going to walk in on any given day, buy whatever they're going to buy, and walk out with whatever they're going to walk out with. And none of this is really going to matter in the grand scheme of things. So who is that train promotion for? Who is the cookie cutter stamp for? And then the Magisto workshop. Like, what is the point of having all these different little things running concurrently, along with the sale items, along with the double, triple, quadruple VIP? It's a lot of noise, I feel like, with all of this.
It's for us. It's for us.
For who?
We are the A-foles that are in the Charlie Day meme, standing there with whiteboards and lines behind us going, it's all connected. Like, that's what it is. It's all of us trying to figure out, like, okay, how can I maximize my points and my money to take advantage of all these so-called free stuff that really doesn't matter. No, what it's nice for is if you're already walking into the Lego store with your kids, with your grandkids, and hey, you spent over $40 on one of these brands of sets, and it's this fun little, they reach behind the counter and go, you get this too for free. And then all of a sudden the kids' eyes light up like, oh my God, I got a free set. That's what it's for. That's what.
Or you can just lie and say it's your birthday and they give you something for free. But don't tell anyone I said that.
Shh.
Don't tell anyone I said that.
He censored chat. No, wait, we're unfiltered. That's right. We don't censor.
Right.
We don't
exactly.
Censor. We're unfiltered here. That's
yes. It's my 46th birthday for the third day in a row. I'll take my Duplo poly bag. Thank you.
Can I see your license, sir?
You have a great day. And you walk out and you walk right back in.
You just back away. You're Homer Simpson in the bushes.
Right.
That's what this is for. These little in-store promotions are a way to just jack up the kids that are coming in there, getting the stuff anyway. They weren't looking at any of this information. The parents weren't looking at it. The grandparents were like, they don't care. They don't care. It's for people that don't care. And they're walking in and it's that extra of, I've done it. I've been to the Lego store at a Disney Springs or something, and all of a sudden just hit some random threshold I didn't even know existed. And they're like, oh, I'm going to throw this in the bag for you too. Oh, and by the way, you get this too. Fantastic. I'm so excited. I'm so excited at that point, but I didn't go into it with a whole plan of I've got to get here to go here. And then if I come here, then I can get over here.
It feels like they're trying to have us do with all the marketing.
They're putting it all out there. All the information is out there. It's like fine print. It's like fine print. Like, you know what I mean? But big and bold colors and advertising fine print. Like that's what it is, to sit there and say, well, we told you.
So are you gonna buy something to get the cookie cutter stamps and the mug, or no?
You're darn right I am.
Wow, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
I gotta have it all, Brian. I'm connecting the dots. I got a whiteboard over here that has everything circled on my path to greatness. My path to GWP greatness is all lined up.
Do you need that haphazard tape player too? Because that should probably be on your list.
God, can we please?
I'm going to take a sip of the coffee. You go ahead, Zach, man. You go ahead, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Lego has announced some of the rewards coming on Insiders Weekend beginning on November 18th, and most of them are pretty normal when it comes to reward stuff. But then a
bucket hat,
a bucket. You can these are all win. Those are like you can win. You can win these. Put all these points and you can win these. Kind of thing, right?
Oh, the ornament is cool.
The ornament is not bad. The ornament is not bad. And we'll get into this.
The space blueprints are kind of like what you were talking about last week with the boxes.
We've seen blueprints before. I want original box art. We've had the DeLorean prints. We've had prints. I want to see original box art in this style that I can frame up and put on the wall. That's what I want them to re-release. Right. But they casually throw out this redeem 2,400 insider points for a buildable tape player. Now, they casually have done this. And my immediate response was, well, wait a minute. Wasn't there a Lego Ideas submission for a Sony Walkman that we all wanted and were salivating over and thinking, my God, can we please get this? Yes, in fact, there was in fact a Lego Sony Walkman. Now, the idea of this is, okay, well, could they get the rights to Sony and Walkman, which are all trademarked and everything like that? But the overall design between this Walkman and what we're getting looks like a monkey put it together.
Yeah. Okay, so full transparency, I was a teenager really during the CD into streaming era, so I was not a cassette person. I was a VHS kid, like watching VHSs, but not cassettes. So I have no leg to stand on any of this. So I will continue to let you do your thing as I reminisce about watching the tape be inserted in Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's all I know.
Right, and that's obviously the classic Sony Walkman style is what this particular idea submission is based off of. And I don't know if it's a color issue that it's so close to that color itself is trademarked by Sony, and I don't know, but just the headphones alone are horrific, and I don't know what is going on here. But the Sony Walkman was a big part of my childhood. That's what I was right on the cusp of everybody kind of getting out of it. Yes, I still had 8 tracks as a kid. I still had an 8-track player as a kid. I am that freaking old, but I primarily lived in the Walkman cassette era, and I had that thing strapped to my hip all the time. And so seeing a Sony Walkman idea set would have just touched me in all the right places. It would have been absolutely incredible. If it's a licensing issue, then you don't print a Sony sticker. You don't or print a Sony printable piece. You don't print the Walkman sticker or printable piece. But overall, design-wise, you could still follow what had been laid out in the idea submission, and that is not what they did here. I don't even know. It's not worth 2,400 points to me at all. And I was waiting for this. I was absolutely salivating over the idea of having a the Polaroid camera stuff, the smaller camera, these little tangible, the typewriter, these smaller tangible builds that are modeled after things from my childhood. They touch me. They resonate with me. And the fact that they just kind of nonchalantly threw out this 2,400 point cassette tape thing just blows my mind. What a treat. What a Christmas treat this would have been for fans of the Walkman to have a nice buildable option. And that's not what we got here. And it's very frustrating.
Isn't it amazing how a company like Lego can put out, obviously at 2 very different scales, but having the NES and being a love letter to that console with so much detail and, printed parts and stickers and blah, 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 blah. That is a retro item that is non-functional. But then something like this can release from the same company under totally different circumstances and different level of care put into it, clearly. It is unfortunate, and it also doesn't help that those two are on different scales, the Sony one and what we have here in the reward center. So I'm basing it off of the size of, I think that's the tire. No, it's like a dish piece, like a very, very small dish piece for the
original submission was using a tire. Yeah.
And that felt appropriate for the size of somebody, if you were to wear it, or a little bit, smaller than that. But this is totally at a different scale. I know the cassette being rounded on one side kind of doesn't really make sense because cassettes don't look, they don't look like that, right? They don't do that. Okay.
Do we need to go get one for you to compare
maybe, man. So it's just totally different. And I would have rather this been at, 3,500 points, make it a little bit bigger.
I would rather it be no points and let us buy it.
Or that could be a gift with purchase with something else. I think that's worthy of that. I don't think it could stand on its own leg as being a set, because they already like, I think they're already testing the water enough with the Polaroid camera. Like, all right, how many photographers or older people are going to buy this? We're going to wait and see before we dive even deeper. I think the video game stuff like the Atari and the NES are different. They have a different appeal, not just like old tech in Lego, right? So they could have even waited for that, or they could have just got the license from Sony. I don't think there's any Sony anything with Lego. No, Horizon Zero Dawn, which is video games and PlayStation. It's kind of different, but
still they have a nice. I mean, at that point, they have a working relationship
in some way. Yeah,
same company.
I don't know.
Different.
I am disappointed for you. I wish it was cooler looking for you and everybody else to get, but that's the pain that comes with the territory. So welcome.
Yes, this cassette, in fact, is my this cassette player. In fact, is my Peach's Castle.
But hey, while we're talking about Lego Mario for a half second here, although I can't physically build these for you, I'll at least show that I did get these a little bit earlier access via Beyond the Brick. It's 2 Lego Mario sets. You can visually see it if you're watching the show. It's the Toad shop, Nabbit at Toad's shop. This is one of the December 1st releases, not January 1st. And then my personal favorite is this one here that includes an adult penguin and a baby penguin and a Goomba with a Santa hat on it. It's the Penguin Family Snow Adventure for I think it retails for $20. You can get it on Lego.com in just a couple weeks.
Oh, come on. That's a beanie. That's not a Santa hat. That's a beanie.
Oh, yeah, beanie. Right. So those are going to be releasing December 1st, and I can't wait to build them. Rumor has it, I don't know this because I didn't open it, that apparently these have paper instructions inside of them, no longer needing the app to build a Lego Mario set of this scale. So maybe Lego finally, I mean, I could go on a whole tangent, but maybe Lego is like, you know what, whatever, we get it, whatever. So giving up on the app.
I love the interactivity of their sets, and obviously the eco-conscious nature of having the online things, but you got to understand that these sets, especially these sets, are geared towards kids, and a lot of times either kids, which I know we're living in a different world right now where elementary kids and whatnot are having phones and tablets and things like that, but there are still some of those parents out there that don't allow that yet at a certain age, and some of them are also still too young to know how to access said things. And then all of a sudden you get mom, dad, grandma, grandpa that aren't technology savvy, and they can't, there's still viable. There's still a viableness in having paper, having something tangible to hold in your hand. I don't use paper instructions. I don't, but I still appreciate that they're there for me in the event that something bad were to happen, whatever. I'm at my in-laws house who has terrible internet, and I want to build a set or something I got for Christmas, and I can't download the PDF because I can't access their internet, or their Wi-Fi password isn't something simple. They didn't change it. It's like 27 different characters that they have no idea, and they have to figure out where they put their little index card that had it all written down. Yes, I mean, I'm describing what my grandparents used to do with their Wi-Fi. That's when the paper instructions are beautiful to have.
It's that, but even more simpler than that. If you're building the Avengers Tower, are you really looking at your phone build that set? Right? Something of that scale that has so many pieces at it at one point. And what are you going to carry around an iPad with you, or be stuck at your computer, or stuck at your laptop? You just kind of want to go wherever, and the instructions are there with you. I think it is interesting because Lego is a very physical toy. So having a digital interactivity with it's trying to mesh the two worlds that just don't seem to, connect, whether it is because of Lego or because of who they're partnering with, or who, whatever. Because it definitely isn't that way with Minecraft. When kids play and all day, and it resonates, and basically Minecraft is digital Lego in a lot of ways. So I don't know. They still haven't cracked the code, and they don't seem to be cracking it anytime soon because if these have paper instructions in them, they will fold and keep them, which is fine by me. I use paper instructions, and I have my setup right here all the time.
That's fine. I'm fine with companies, taking a shot at something, but then taking a step back when something isn't working or they're getting some feedback and not digging in even more. Like that's how you grow. Through listen to the criticisms, listen to the critiques, learn, grow from it, move on. My biggest concern is whether or not Mario can actually hold that baby penguin. Because if he can't, that set is a major fail. Because we all know we are going to be playing with our Mario playset, our penguin playset, and yeeting said baby penguin over whatever table, counter, any piece of furniture we have. That baby penguin is getting yeeted on a regular basis if I own that set.
I would like to allow myself only a brief few moments of joy on this show, at least one time, without Lego Mario being disparaged by my co-host or anybody.
Listen,
period.
He needs to fit. He needs to fit. If he doesn't fit, the set is a failure. It's the set. You might as well have made it non-existent like Peach's Castle at that point. It's not. If it's not done right, if it's not done right, don't do it at all.
Let's talk about happier times, like us going to Brickworld Chicago 2024. Zach, what a time it's gonna be, considering that tickets are allegedly, as far as we can see, on sale. Right? Is that happening?
Tickets officially for Brickworld Chicago for Father's Day weekend have gone on sale.
Daddy's weekend, 2024.
Daddy's weekend. That's where all the daddies hang out. If you want to join the daddies, come hang out in Chicago, the Schaumburg Convention Center, June June 13th through the 16th. And yes. If you're an attendee, and this is where the confusion happens, Mr. Bricks O'Brien, there are two different. Well, I guess you could almost call it three, because if you're an attendee, you can also be an exhibitor, right? So you have a third slot in there.
I don't even know. I just show up and hope for the best.
It's so confusing. General admission tickets are on sale. They've actually been on sale for the general admission tickets have actually been on sale for a few days now. $18 online, $20 at the door. Kids 3 and under are free, but the one thing that we were waiting on two things, I guess I should say. We were waiting on two things for the organizers of Brickworld to unlock, and that was the hotel block, the hotel room block, and the attendee tickets. And if you go to brickworld.com, it can be a little confusing. It can be, in fact, little confusing. So I wanted to kind of showcase this as we're live now with everybody. Let Mr. Bricks O'Brien talk about, while we're showcasing this stuff, the amazingness that is Brickworld. Brickworld Chicago isn't the only Brickworld event. It's just the one. If you're going to pick one event to go to, this is the one you got to try to get to. Now, Brian, why? Why is Chicago the one you want to get to?
So out of all of the Lego conventions I've ever been to at various scales and, price points and locations, Brickworld Chicago remains the king of being able to provide not only just wonderful creations coming together from the community, but as the definitive hub for anyone who is a Lego fan of any level of investment. So if you are somebody who is deeply ingrained for many, many years, someone like me, you get to see all the people that show up from all around the world to look at all the creations and just hang out. If it's your first time there, there's plenty of events that basically break the ice and get you involved right from the get-go. And then also the content of the convention, where there's other Lego conventions that are specifically catered for only the public to attend. where Brickworld Chicago takes pride in having events for the AFOLs, the registered people, before the public days actually happen, and on the public days after hours. So things like the yard sale happen, where you can spend a whole bunch of money if you feel like it. You can see the entire convention floor in the dark and lit up via LEDs or spotlights or glow in the dark items. And all sorts of building competitions and raffles and charity auctions. And there's so many things going on that it makes it worth it to travel for this event specifically. And because there's a lot of people in the community we kind of have here, since we are all going, that facilitates meaningful memories for all the other people that show up. So let's say somebody shows up, like, I'll pull a name out of a hat here, Astro Canuck, right? Builds Lego on a live stream on Twitch, but not necessarily like a diehard Lego person who knows all the history and the blah, 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 blah. Someone like him can go, even though he's not fully into it, to someone like a degree like me. You can still go and meet new people that are not just Twitch people, that are not just content creator people, but people that make amazing stuff. And because Lego is the type of creative tool that it is, it brings together a whole lot of like-minded people all at the same time. So this show cares the most about the attendees in terms of its experience, providing content that is worth engaging with, and next level builders that you're not going to see anywhere else. So it makes it multiple reasons to make that your place to go, your time, take the time off, save your money for that, skip out on that one big Lego set to kick a little bit of money toward your trip in Chicago. I have successfully peer pressured this guy over here, Panfred Nudo, Amish Ace, all the people. I've peer pressured all these people to go, and correct me if I'm wrong, but not a single one of them have regretted it. So I will continue to peer pressure and advocate for Brickworld and everybody to show up and have a good time.
Well said. Well said. And no, there's been no regrets whatsoever from my time there. My first Brickworld last June. And I immediately, I was waiting for the hotel block to open. I was ready for the attendee badges to become available, because this, I'm not able to go to some of the other events throughout the course of the year. But like I said, if there's one event that I can attend that I want to circle on my calendar, it's this particular event. The amount of people that I saw, friends that I was able to hang out with and some meet for the very first time, the builds that you are able to witness. I was not walking at the time. I was rolled around that convention floor for 3 days, and I still missed sets. I was still missing things because it's just overload when it comes to creations.
Yep.
And you do need to take your time. And that's where an attendee type badge, which are limited, by the way, these are limited badges. Okay. So if you're thinking about it and you think you need the extra time for the convention floor stuff, if you think you want more time to network and hang and discuss, just be a part of the action, the garage sale, the Lego light night, whatever they call that, where they lights out night, like that's, all of the things that are associated with that attendee badge that you don't get with just a general admission day or weekend pass. That's why you do it. You get early access. You get all access. Like, you're not like, you're available. You can go in and out of that hall the entire weekend. People are there all weekend long working on their mocks and working on their displays
until like 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then people wake up and go. Like there are people there constantly. They keep it open 24/7, And let me kind of paint a different picture here, because I know, like, you've talked about TwitchCon, I've talked about TwitchCon, we've gone there. To attend TwitchCon Las Vegas without any special perks or anything, you're a rando person showing up, you're not a partner, you're not a whatever. You go there and you spend upwards of, I think it's like $270 for the ticket for the weekend. And then you're paying a Las Vegas hotel price, Las Vegas food, and that's just over 3 days. You know, not for nothing, a Brickworld Chicago with the room, you know, block that's there right in the hotel, which is where the convention is, $150 a night, which, you know, obviously is money, and you have to save up or whatever your situation is. But compared to all the other conventions that I go to in Boston, Vegas, being to Amsterdam and wherever else, like, the amount of fun that I get out of Brickworld Chicago in relation to the cost and also compared to everywhere else is unmatched. Like, this is worth investing your time, your money, your resources to go. Make it a point to go for as long as you possibly can. If it's a Thursday to Sunday night late, whatever it is, do it. You will not regret it. And if you regret it, I will be beside myself. That's how confident I am.
I thought he was going to offer up something like, you know, tangible here.
No. But if you can help me,
put your money where your mouth is, Brian. Put your money where your mouth is. Tell them how.
I put my money. My money plenty of places. Okay, listen. Just watch me on Twitch, and then I'll make all the partner promises I can make. But in the meantime, go book your room. Go get your registration. You're not going to regret it. I have big ambitions for Chicago. I know we've talked about doing a bunch of stuff at Chicago. Maybe we can even do the show live in Chicago. So it's just a point to be like, hey, do the thing. The Brian Saviano, not Bricks O'Brien, the Brian Saviano stamp of approval that you will enjoy your time at Brickworld Chicago. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. There it is. There it is. There's the guarantee.
They haven't paid me a dime. I've given them more of my money than they've given me anything. All right. So it's an endorsement.
It's a testament to Mark, the organizer, and everybody involved here. Like, he has kept, you know, in a time of inflation, you know, he's kept the prices reasonable for everybody. And, you know, they had a big announcement live stream last night, kind of talking about all this stuff, and I just wanted to point out a couple notes that caught my attention, perked my spidey tingle a little bit. He did. There was a mention that the hotel block, especially at the Renaissance, limited inventory. They did not provide as much inventory this time, even though I'm sure they're actually expecting more attendees and more weekend visitors this year than even last year. So if you're thinking about going, even though there's 1,800 attendee tickets still kind of floating out there, look at that room block. Don't delay. If you want to stay on property, you probably want to start looking at that even first before your actual badges, because I feel like hotel blocks will run out before the attendee badges will. Okay, so just these are things that I picked up from the live event last night. There is going to be more of an emphasis on content creation from the event. They are going to set up stations where people like ya boys, Mr. Bricks O'Brien and myself, can produce live shows from the convention floor, and others. You know, we can talk about really integrating the Twitch ideas. You know, we are Twitch streamers first, Twitch content creators first. I really want to help emphasize and push more Twitch information out there, more Twitch awareness out there. People look to YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok a lot for their Lego content. There is a thriving Lego community on Twitch, and as an attendee this year at Brickworld Chicago and a Twitch content creator, I want to make sure I'm helping push out that messaging that the Lego Twitch community is thriving, alive, and you should all be a part of it, either as a viewer or a content creator. There's other platforms out there beyond just YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok for Lego content creators to get involved with. So that's going to be available. We're going to have an emphasis on content creation there that people that we know, like More and More as an example, really needs to get involved with, and we need to work with the organizers and work with. Now the time is now. The time is now. The planning is ready. The doors have been opened. The time is now to start planning and getting this stuff organized for those Twitch content creators. I found it interesting that one of the fun little, it wasn't a big deal. It was not a big deal, but one of the fun little things that they had included for attendees last year was the whole, pick a set thing at registration. That's gone. Taking that away. So if you were an attendee last year, do not plan on walking up and picking a smaller set from the registration booth. Now, there are still things that you can buy to, you have to buy them, but you can get the exclusive sets and things at registration. When you register online, you can choose to, purchase those things and whatnot. The badges. Did
they give a reason why getting rid of those sets?
He mentioned it was slowing down registration, and
I agree.
And for like me and the boys that I rolled in with, Fred and AZ, we by the time we got there on Thursday, registration had cleared out, so it wasn't a big deal. But one of the things that they mentioned that I personally thought was silly for attendees to be doing, and I'm going to call you out if you did this. They had people because they were recycling sets. They were, as inventory went out, they moved new inventory in to give out to attendees that they were getting. Right. And then all of a sudden there would be a setup there that wasn't available when you went to register. And those people were like, oh, no, I wanted that one. That wasn't there. And they came back trying to exchange sets, which again, slowed down registration. And I'm sorry, A-fulls out there that did that. That's a sour move. You should not be doing that. That is a beautiful thing for Mark and the organizers to have done anyway. And the fact that you were being particular and picky about the free Lego that you were getting, how dare you?
Never pro gamer tip. You never complain about free, or you never question the free, the whatever. What I really would have liked for them to do instead, and I think we can both agree on this since we were there and we discovered this and we had this aha moment, was that at the merchandise booth, they had this little takeaway blue little nugget of a mascot that they had available for purchase for $5 or something like that. Yeah. It was only, 40 pieces, whatever, super, super quick build, even less than that.
Right.
And they said, yeah, we're going to include these as part of what we have. And, we're going to do a new color every year. So keep coming back. What a great thing to include in the goodie bag for everybody. But I get it. It's fine.
Even if here's the thing, even this is, I was bummed not to see it this way. Obviously my note didn't get to Mark about this. Included in your registration.
That's what I mean.
As a checkbox. Yeah. As a checkbox. Yeah. And it just gets thrown into your bag along with the exclusive set that you can buy for $40 or whatever it is. Yep. Do that. And then we don't have to worry about going to the booth. We don't have to worry about doing, you know what I mean? And our supplies out, whatever. Well, you have your supply chain right there. Correct. Exactly what you need. And you could have literally added a checkbox to it, included it in the overall ticket price. They bought it right there. It's included in the bag when you register. Boom, you're done. Move on. Yep. There's still things that they need to be growing with. I think they're changing the way they're also. They did a lot of. Again, this is how amazing these guys are. They did a lot of free sets given out for opening and closing ceremonies, and basically, if you clicked on the app that you were attending that, you were automatically entered to win. I
always forget.
I won the medieval blacksmith house on closing ceremonies, and I wasn't there because I went the hell home. And that was what was happening a lot. So because of that, they've changed the way they're doing that now. They're not going to just be doing a bunch of, giveaways all at once. They're going to find different ways to do the giveaways throughout the event. Keynote speaker gone, just to speed up the process of explaining how what's going to work and when. I honestly think, and I'm not being shy here, I honestly think that a lot of the information in the opening ceremonies, especially when it comes to they discussed things last year like load in and load out and
that's
all
dumb.
this stuff.
Don't do that.
That stuff's a video you make or a PowerPoint you make or whatever.
That's a living, breathing Google Doc for those that are applicable.
That is silly to have that included, because there are a lot of people sitting in that audience that were not attendees, that were not involved with that. And I know I sure as heck found myself nodding off during opening ceremonies.
I know plenty of people that were dissatisfied with the opening ceremonies and all of that. And, you know, not for nothing, Mark is doing so much already, running, operating a show, and all the fires he's putting out in the moment, before and afterward. And, you know, whatever can take the stress off of him, whatever you can do to make sure the right people in the right positions to communicate that information and make a good show of it, because that's what it has to be. And we talked about this last year, like, you know, get a couple cameras in there, get a little bit of, you know, mood lighting or a larger projector screen and stuff like that.
Yeah, hello, iMac.
Make it a bit more, like a little more, as we say, zhuzh.
Yeah,
to make it a bit more
up a little bit. Yeah,
and that adds so much more value than I think, you know, you might realize from the beginning. And I think really all those moves are smart moves. You know, I wish there was a keynote speaker in lieu of having all the logistical information there and really honing that into like a 15, 20 minute thing.
Bingo.
That is like, you know, it punches. Bingo. And then it's out. Done, Bingo. You know.
Give me that keynote speaker. That's fine. I love that. That's what I love about like an opening ceremony kind of thing is, you know, give me a quick 5-minute, you know, overview of, hey, you guys are attendees, and just so you guys are completely aware, this is what this means, right? Because you're an attendee, this is the access you have. Mark this on your calendars. Don't forget, we've got this coming up, this coming up, this coming up. Here's your keynote speaker. Forget the logistics. I don't need to hear about logistics.
For all this information and more, you can visit us at brickworld.com/whatever.
We have an app for you. Find it on the app, whatever you want to do. I do want to go over their website, because I do want to point out for any attendee out there that is potentially confused here. So they have on their website, they have headers here: company, tickets, location and tickets, convention, account, and contact. So obviously you want to sign in, you want to create an account. Now you would think that if you were looking to buy tickets as an attendee, you would go to location and tickets and you would click, in fact, Brickworld Chicago. Well, that actually only takes you to the general admission thing. Right. If you are an attendee, if you want to go as an attendee, you actually have to go over to the convention tab under general information and scroll all the way down to click to register for the convention, purchase Brickworld Chicago badge. So there is a difference between a badge and a ticket. Yes. But it's kind of buried for all attendees wanting to go. Now, there's information above that explain what those badges get you and the access they get you and everything like that. Once you purchase your badge, you will get an email that has a link to the hotel block. There is a secret way to get around to the hotel block before that. But
maybe somebody put it in the live chat. Maybe they didn't.
There is a link in the live chat to book just the hotel block. But you can, after you log into your account or register for an account, not a badge, but just an account, you can actually find the link to the hotel block in your account homepage. It's a weird place to put it, but you can find it there. The easiest way to do it is if you have the money, you go ahead and buy your badge, and then at that point, you get an email with a link to an automatic email with a link to the hotel block. That's the easiest way to do it. The hardest part is actually finding where to purchase the Brickworld badges, the attendee badges. So I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out to everybody listening, that you're not looking under locations and tickets. If you're going for an attendee, you actually have to go to the convention tab under general information. It is all the way at the bottom. Not the easiest to find, but there may be ulterior motives behind that. So the general public does not get confused about what to buy and how to buy it and all that stuff. So
what happens frequently is people will confuse Lego conventions and be like, oh, this place was horrific and awful, and then they have to come out with a statement that's like, no, actually that's a different Lego convention. So clearly there's a little bit of like misunderstanding with the public, and then all the last thing they want is like, why is Brickworld $140? I paid $15 last year, and then that's a whole complaint. 1 star, this place sucks. And then, so they make it. I would assume they make it difficult on purpose for that reason.
Exactly. I've already you'll see me there. I have my badge. I have my hotel. I am ready to go. So Daddy's weekend.
Did they charge you immediately for the hotel?
I don't think so. I think they're holding it. I think they're holding it on my credit card.
Okay. So I can do that. We'll talk after the show, but I'm gonna have a presence there, not as part of any other entity, but as Mr. Bricks O'Brien or Mr. Pro Gamer's Guide.
There you go.
Look forward to that there.
There you go. I love it. Can't wait to see it. We as we wrap up this particular episode, we look ahead to the holiday shopping season, and we mentioned this last week, but want to reemphasize this week that the Lego has a holiday purchasing guide to help you purchase your the Lego that you're looking for yourself or for your family and for your friends. And we want to hear what should be on our Lego purchasing guide list. So next week, the entire episode is going to be all about what is going to be on our purchasing guide list, and we're going to show you something a little fun that Lego has put together for you guys, an interactive way for you guys to go about acquiring said list on their website. So that's coming up next week, and we want to hear from you guys. So if you can hit us up on our social media channels and things, and let us know what is on your list, and what should be on our list. Mr. Bricks O'Brien, final thoughts on Brickworld Chicago or the holiday shopping season coming up, Insiders Weekend. What do you got for me?
I would strongly advocate anybody listening, watching, who's in a position to do so, highly consider go to Brickworld Chicago for much of the time as you can. I have found myself, I'm in a very unique position where I know a lot of people and, whatever there, but I find myself with so much to do with so little time to get it all done. And it is one of the only conventions I go to every year in which I do go to a lot where I feel very confident and happy to the maximum with my experience. So please consider doing that. Get your ducks in a row for whatever you want to purchase between now and Black Friday ahead of the holiday season. Remember to treat yourselves because you probably deserve it.
Treat yourself.
And
2023.
Yeah, we'll do that next week, and then it's Avengers Tower for me, baby.
I can't wait. You're gonna start seeing reviews hitting Avengers Tower, hitting the interwebs from all kinds of different amazing human beings.
I think the embargo for it is tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yeah, there might be a few sneaking out there early, but yeah, there's the embargo's tomorrow. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We are done. Mr. Bricks O'Brien, thank you so much once again for your amazing insight. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back next Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time over on YouTube, leading into your holiday shopping season and Black Friday. So do not miss our holiday Lego buying guide next Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Thanks again, everybody. Peace.